Welcome to Globalpose News. Hungary's government has announced it is withdrawing from the International Criminal Court (ICC). The move was announced by a senior official in Prime Minister Viktor Orban's government hours after Israel's leader Benjamin Netanyahu, who is sought under an ICC arrest warrant, arrived in Hungary for a state visit. Orban had invited Netanyahu as soon as the warrant was issued last November, saying the ruling would have no effect in his country. In November, ICC judges said there were reasonable grounds that Netanyahu bore criminal responsibility for alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity during the war between Israel and Hamas. Netanyahu has condemned the ICC's decision as anti-Semitic. The ICC, a global court, has the authority to prosecute those accused of genocide, crimes against humanity and war crimes. Hungary is a founding member of the ICC, which counts 125 member states, and will be the first European Union nation to pull out of it. The ICC was a respectable initiative, Orban's chief of staff Jászló Gulyás told Hungarian state-owned news agency MTI, but added it had deviated from its original purpose and become a political body. He said the warrant issued against Netanyahu was unacceptable and that the government did not want to participate in the court's work anymore. Hungary's parliament has never proclaimed the ICC statute, so it is not part of the country's law, Gulyás added. Israel meanwhile has thanked Orban for its clear and strong moral stance alongside Israel. Foreign Minister Gideon Saar wrote on X, the so-called International Criminal Court lost its moral authority after trampling the fundamental principles of international law in its zest for harming Israel's right to self-defense, Saar added. The US, Russia, China and North Korea are among the nations that are not part of the ICC, and therefore do not recognize its jurisdiction. Israel is also not part of the treaty, but the ICC ruled in 2021 that it did have jurisdiction over the occupied West Bank, East Jerusalem and Gaza, because the UN Secretary-General had accepted that Palestinians were a member. Hungary now needs to send written notification to the UN Secretary-General to leave the treaty, with the withdrawal taking effect 1 year later, according to Article 127 of the Rome Statute. Since the warrant was issued, Hungarian authorities should technically arrest Netanyahu and hand him over to the court in The Hague, although member states do not always choose to enforce ICC warrants. In Europe, some ICC member states said they would arrest the Israeli leader if he set foot in their country, while others, such as Germany, announced that he would not be detained if he visited. The White House had said the US rejected the ICC decision and Netanyahu has visited the country since the warrant was issued in November. His visit to Hungary marks Netanyahu's first trip to Europe since then. Hungarian Defense Minister Krisztáf Szély greeted Netanyahu on the tarmac of Budapest Airport on Wednesday night, welcoming him to the country. For more updates, news, views from around the globe, follow us on all our social media platforms at Globalpose.